Hello, it's me, Gabriel. You know, I had some things to talk about today. There's a new page up for Gabriel and Anari on Publications.com. But another thing I wanted to talk about today was the myth of being an employee. You know, people tell you to go to college, get a good job, and all that stuff, but you don't want to spend your life at a job. What you want to do is you want to spend your life working for you, not for somebody else. In life, you'll make two choices. You'll make the choice to have a job and work, spending your life to support somebody else's dream, or you learn to run your own business and work to support your dreams. Never lose sight of your dreams. Always keep your dreams alive. And I say that because I see a lot of people out there that aren't happy, stuck behind a desk, working a job. Now, if you like your job and that's what you want to do, fantastic, more power to you. I learned to run my own business, and I haven't had to wake up and go to a job for 10 years. 10 years! I've had the complete freedom to do anything I want, whenever I want, because I don't have a schedule. I get up when I'm done sleeping. I don't have to wake up to an alarm. Now, I'm not here to sell you on anything. I'm not promoting any companies or anything like that. Unless it's my company, which is Kitsune Publications. But the thing is, alright, I learned Life Up A. Fantastic. I love Earthbound, by the way. Now, the reason I say these things is because the truth is, you can be a millionaire. You can form your own company. You can. And the sooner you start, the better. For example, you can go to Acorns. Acorns is an app, and you can own your own retirement fund. You can invest in stocks, micro-investing, but that money you invest will grow a lot. And the sooner you start, the better off you're gonna be. You know, having complete freedom and not having to work a standard job is amazing. By the way, in this game, when the screen turns green, you get a surprise attack on your enemy, which is really cool. But I would say working to support your own dreams is very important. There's a life you can have that's more amazing than you can possibly imagine. If you're willing to do your own business. Form your own business like I did over 10 years ago. I didn't think a lot about it at the time, but as my business grew, and grew, and grew, now I get like $800 a week from it. Which is fantastic. And I would say, look into things you can do to make money without having a job. I think you needing to have a job today is one of the biggest myths in our society. Because you don't. In fact, you can get money from doing things like inboxdollars.com, another phone app called Gigwalk, which I also do sometimes. And it's amazing the things you can do to get money without having a job. Driving for Uber is another thing that people do. And I talk about these things just so that, you're aware of them. So that you can learn to have a better life and you don't waste your life trading your life for dollars. This is part of the beauty of capitalism. The American economy is not meant to be supported by people who work jobs. The American economy is meant to be supported by people who work a job for a little while, save money, and then open up their own business. Now, I think jobs came about mostly in the Industrial Revolution. You know, there was a time when people would just retire and not have to go to a job anymore. And if you think about it, you work until you're 65, then you retire, and by that time you're too old to do anything, and you don't get to enjoy your life as much. And even then, let's say you retire at 65 and you have around $100,000 in your account. In today's economy, you'll have to go back to work. Because the $100,000 you get working your whole life, and this takes you about 35, 40 years to build up that money, then it goes away in about a year. Because you spend it. And what you want, well, you don't want that. What you want is a renewable income that doesn't go away. Which is why you should start your own business. That renewable income is very important. Because if you run out of money, oh buddy, you're gonna have a bad day. That's why I go to Home Depot and other places, and I see old people, and it's like, well, why are you there? Oh, well, because it gets me out of the house. If I want to leave my house, you know, I can just walk outside. The thing about that is that it turns out, after talking to these people for a while, that they retired, but they ran out of money, so they had to get a job and go back to work. You don't want that to be you. What you want is renewable income. In fact, multiple income streams, such as streaming live on Twitch. A lot of people do that. There's Patreon and things like that. You can sell arts and crafts you make yourself on Etsy. That's another wonderful thing. I know lots of people who make money on Etsy. I have a hotline that I work on. I make my own webcomics. I have about 7 different streams of income. Now, I'm not a millionaire yet, but I will be. That might take another 5 years or so to accomplish that goal. Maybe a little bit longer. I hope to become a millionaire sooner than that. And I will, eventually. And you can too. The sooner you start, the better off you'll be. What I hope in making this video and posting it is that I open your eyes a little bit and you become able to see that owning your own business is a good idea. You know, a lot of people that worked during before the Industrial Revolution, actually, they would go through apprenticeship programs, learn a trade craft, and then open their own business, because that's how things were back then. Today, when everything became industrialized, a lot of that stopped, and a lot of people were just employees. And I have people around me that tell me horror stories about job injuries and things like that. Jobs are terrible. Again, if you want to work those jobs, I appreciate you and everything that you do. I'm just saying that learning to run your own business, you can have a better life. Now, obviously, that's not for everyone. But for those that want to do it, you can have an incredible lifestyle. I hope that my business, my comics business that I work in publishing comics, grows to the extent where it becomes a multi-million-dollar industry. I want to be able to take care of the people who work for me. Right now, I only have one artist who draws all my comics. His name's Cleo. He's from the Philippines. Nice guy. He's very cute. But, I'm also looking to hire, of course, people to make animated videos for me and that sort of thing. That's gonna be really fun to do. I'm working on different animated cartoons and things like that. A lot of people will say things like, oh, I don't have the time to run my own business. I don't have the time to do this or that. But the poor man's excuses are a rich man's reasons. I learned to run my own business and do the things I do because I wanted to have time to myself. I remember doing all these things. I remember my first job, which was at McDonald's. Now, when I worked at McDonald's, I loved my job. Especially when I got my first paycheck, because, man, that paycheck was awesome. There's only one thing you come to love about having a job, and that's generally when you get paid. Now, when I got my first job again, that was at McDonald's, payday was amazing. I loved payday. At the time, we got paid every Thursday. Another cool thing about working at McDonald's was that the one I worked at, we got free food. So, I ate a lot of McDonald's. But, that aside, my cat wants to say hello. Her name's Gypsy. She's around here somewhere. There she is. Anyway, moving on. I think the funniest memory I actually have at McDonald's was I came to work one day, and my boss was there at the time. And he said, well, guess what? And I said, well, what's up? He's like, well, it's just me and you today. I was like, me and you? What happened? Where's everybody else? He's like, well, I caught the whole crew smoking weed at the dumpster, so I fired them all. So we're the only 2 people working today. And so we shut down the drive-thru, and I worked the grill. And then my boss, well, he handed out the orders and what have you. And we just continued working through the day. And to this day, that is the weirdest, strangest memory I have of McDonald's. It was kind of surreal to be the only 2 people working that whole day. But, as I was saying before, when I first had my job, I loved my job until I got my first paycheck. Man, I was on cloud 9. I had $300. I thought I was the king of the world. Back when I was 16, 17 years old. But after a while, I really started to hate my job. And ever since then, I've had a few other jobs in between, but I always thought to myself, there has to be a better way. There has got to be a better life out there. And you know, I was right. There was. Learning to run my own business. It gave me all the free time in the world. I learned to work from home. There's a lot of things out there that are like work from home, make this much money. Some of those things are real and some of them are not. I recommend you research them a little bit like I did. That way, you can learn more about it and judge for yourself whether or not it's a scam. A lot of things that people think are scams are what you'd call MLMs. Some of them are, and some of them are not. But, you have to make that distinction for yourself. I'm not here to tell you what you should do or what I think you should do, and nobody else should ever make those choices for you. You need to make those choices for yourself. You can be your own judge. Well, I hope someone out there finds this video and is listening. And I hope that if you listen to and take this advice, that it benefits you. The advice I'm giving you, again, is based on my own personal experience. And I hope that that knowledge and experience also benefits you. Things will go well for you, and you can have a better life. Well, that's all the time I have for today. I hope you liked seeing Earthbound, and I hope you enjoyed my talk. I look forward to seeing you on Kitsune Publications if you read my webcomics, and if you do, I hope you like them. I have 2 on there right now, The Werewolf of Sultan and Gabriel and Inari. And I need to actually do some more writing and make a few more pages for Gabriel and Inari, actually. Or not Gabriel and Inari, but The Werewolf of Sultan. Gabriel and Inari sort of took over, and I have far more pages for that now. See, I'm working on 2 comics right now, because I'm trying to pace myself so that I don't get overwhelmed by trying to do too many things all at once. Start small when you're thinking about running your own business. You start something small and you build it. And you can run an online business. And it can be fairly cheap to start up. So when doing that, keep that in mind. Anyway, that's all my time for today. Thanks all. Thank you all for listening, and have a nice day.